Welcome to using the laser engraver. I have a piece of material here that happens to be cedar. It is 19 inches long with a height of 3.5 inches tall. So what I want to do is I want to make the design on it. I want to laser engrave a design on it. So I am going to open up Photoshop. It's a PS. I already have it minimized down here. PS is for Photoshop. I'm going to click on that, expand that, and then I'm going to click on File New. This is where you set up your canvas size, and it will be for if you're going to do anything laser engraving. You can set up if you want to do a glass, if you want to set up a wallet, whatever you decide you want to laser engrave, this is how you start. So the dimensions are 19 width, the height is 3.5 inches, and you want to make sure you have a resolution of 300. So I'm going to click OK, and now here is my canvas. So what I would recommend doing is going into the rulers. If you don't have the rulers visible, go View, click on Rulers, and the rulers will show up. That's kind of a handy tool. So we know that half of 19, so because I want mine centered, half of 19 is 9.5. That gives me the left to right center, and then 3.5 will be 1 3/4. So I'm going to click there. And you're just left clicking and dragging down. This gives you guidelines. So I'm going to just laser engrave my name. So you're going to click on the text tool and go ahead and left click here and just type. Mrs. Weingart. Okay, so that is an Arial rounded. I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to show you how to change your text. So you can scroll up and down here, choose any text you like. You can do a simple one, you can do like a Gothic or an Old English, whatever font you happen to like. And here you can change the font point. It's at 80 now. We can go as high as what would look good, 100. You could do 100, you could do 200. 200 might be a little bit big. So let's go 150. And see how that looks. So now what I'm going to do is I have the wording on there that I want. I am going to click on the Move tool and I can move that down. If you want to find out where the center of your words are, you're going to go click on Control and then T, and then you can see right here it gives you the center mark. So I'm going to use my arrow keys. I'm going to center down. So now we know that my name is pretty much right in the middle of the piece of material I'm working with. I'm going to hit Enter. And I have my name. Now, it's always fun to have some graphics. So I'm going to open up Google and let's do line art is the kind of graphic you want to use because it's really easy for the computer to understand. Line art, let's do fish. I'm going to click on images, and the line art just basically looks like coloring books. A coloring book or something that you would color. So I'm just going to hit right click and say copy image. If your image comes in all black, that means it's right protected and you're not going to be able to use that. So you're going to need to find another one. Now if I just go over here and do Control V, you can see right there's my little fish. If I click on Control T, hold the Shift key down, that keeps proportions, and I can get my fish the size I want it. And at this point you might want to say, you know what, my name is too big. You're going to go back to that layer and click on the text tool. You're going to highlight the text and let's try 100 instead of 150. That'll give me more space to have, and hit enter. And that'll give me more space for my fish. I do Control, going to hit the Move tool, do Control T. You can see I'm not centered anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and change that and hit enter. And let's see, let's go back to Google. I'm going to grab one more line art. Let's go flower. Let's find the image of, it doesn't really matter what kind of flower you have. Let's go with that one. Right click and say copy image. I'm going to go into my Photoshop and do the Control V again. Oh, see, this is black, so that means that it's not going to work. So Control Alt Z will undo it. And let's go try to find a different one. That wasn't that nice of a flower anyway. How about this one? Copy image. I don't really care what the flower is because I'm just showing you for an example. I'm going to move it over here and I'm going to do the Control T so I can make sure that it's centered. Hit enter. And now this is probably nothing that you're going to want yours to look like. And you can do a glass, like I said before, you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to do this to make it simple. So right now I'm done with Photoshop and I'm ready to laser engrave. So this is the end of creating my graphics to laser engrave.